Alright gamers, let's talk about Fervor Armor. Fervor Armor is one of the 4 current Kudra armor sets. There is a 5th one coming in the future, but that doesn't matter in this video. Fervor is dirt cheap. We look on the auction house, Fervor is literally 260,000 coins for like a single piece, and that's literally applying to every single one of the pieces. That means you can get this whole set for 1,000,000 coins, and it's pretty darn good now. Tanking outside of dungeons hasn't really been useful in Skyblock ever because you don't really need the tank damage if you can just hit the guys hard enough to where they don't hit you, but it is pretty useful on an island that is absolutely vicious to noob players. Currently, I have a pretty good Goldor set. I have Wisdom, Legion. You can see I got Growth, I got Stars on this. This is a nice tank set, and if I go fight enemies with this, we're going to see how much damage I take. Going up to some Wither Specters, you're going to see that I'm going to take 160-ish damage per hit, 164 right now with 1546 defense and 3897 health. This is pretty survivable. You can see I can tank these guys forever, but Fervor is actually going to be better than this. You see, when Fervor released and up until very recently, it was bugged. Its passive ability is going to be a tanky ability. It's going to make it so whenever you block damage with a sword, it's going to give you 1 stack of Fervor. Each stack is going to reduce incoming damage by 10%, and at 5 stacks, you're going to taunt enemies and gain 10% more damage reduction. This actually didn't work. It made you take more damage, but they recently fixed it to work. So you could see on my Goldor, it was giant, it's recombobulated, it's got hot potato books, it's got the whole shabam going. And my Fervor armor is pretty much as basic as it gets. I have Growth 5, Prot 5 on every single piece, and these are all actually necrotic. There is one weird thing about this armor though, and that's not just it being a super ugly armor set, and that is that you have to be able to block with a sword. If you have something like a Dark Claymore, obviously you can block with that, and that's nice. But if the sword has an ability, especially a teleport one, it's pretty much impossible to block with it. I have a giant cleaver in my inventory that I'm going to block with. There are many swords you can block with, but none of them are super meta for damage, so you may have to figure that one out on your own. So even though I have less health, less defense, and just in general a little bit worse stats, whenever I go up to these guys and actually block their hits that they're going to try on me, you're going to see I'm going to go down in damage to 77 damage whenever I'm holding out my sword. I can literally just sit here and tank them because I'm holding out my sword, and that is going to be huge if you're just trying to fight some guys and make sure that you survive rather than get the kill. So this base armor set is going to make you take less damage than Goldor is going to take. And Goldor can cost you upwards of 30 million coins to just get the set, let alone enchants, stars, hot potato books, all that. Just the base Fervor armor is going to be better whenever you're blocking. And if you know anything about the Crimson Isle, you know that this armor set can get upgraded. It gets upgraded to where its stats are better than Goldor. So not only will you be by default taking less damage than Goldor, you're also going to be able to literally just block and probably take like 20 damage a hit, because seriously, your stats are going to be insane. Even someone like the Barbarian Duke isn't dealing an insane amount of damage to me. Obviously, it's because I'm wearing a tank set, but this is still just so good for its price. If you're looking to survive on the Crimson Isle, I definitely recommend checking out Fervor armor. I think I would try and go for something like a Juju short bow with this and run away from people as I'm tanking them as well, because whenever you're not blocking with the sword, you actually are not getting the damage reduction from what I can tell. But if you block and then run away for a bit, and then if they're coming in close, you block again, it's just going to make you a tanky beast, and the more you upgrade this, the better it's going to get. You can also just hold right click on a sword while you're on a cannon, and that's going to make you take less damage there as well. So you're going to be able to do the Kudra fight in this armor set, at least with its current state. Who knows with the future Kudra fight, but yeah. So yeah, an armor set that costs about 1,000,000 coins allows you to survive more than Goldor does. As I said, tankiness isn't a huge, great thing when it comes to solo type content, but the majority of the things that you're doing on the Crimson Isle are a group type thing. Unless you're farming materials, this is a definite good armor set for you to use. And it's especially good in the Kudra fight, and I expect it to be even better in the revamped Kudra fight whenever that releases, because I'm sure that when that comes out, it's going to be more similar to Dungeons in that players are going to have specific roles that they're going to be having to do things for. So if you want to be an unkillable, immovable object, I think Fervor is definitely for you. And this can get attributes. You can get attributes that increase the healing effectiveness on you, or other tanky attributes that are coming out in the future that I still don't really know because we don't know all the attributes. This armor set has an insanely high ceiling, and you should definitely try and get in on the ground floor because it is so cheap right now. It is so worth going for, and it can let you go on the Crimson Isle when you normally couldn't. So let me know if you're going to pick up Fervor armor down below. It's definitely some low damage numbers that you take, and it is so cheap. That's going to be it for the video. Peace out. Guys, I think the server broke. I can't leave Limbo. That's why the last bit of this video is recorded in frickin' parkour hell. Goodbye.